I'm Brian Professor B. Davis here from BayAreaSportsWeekly.com here in San Francisco. Once again, title time belongs to the San Francisco Giants, who win the 7th and decisive game of the 2014 World Series. The Giants winning it 3-2. They defeat the American League champion Kansas City Royals 4-3. We're in here in a coffee shop right now, and behind me is outside where they're having the fans are celebrating on the streets of San Francisco, right outside, right across the street, right next to AT&T Park in downtown San Francisco. Giants win it 3-2 as the Giants they end up winning this series 4-3, and it was just a Madison Bumgarner coming out of relief. Tim Hudson did not pitch well. It was 1 1/3 innings, his shortest outing of his career. Giants were up 2-0, and Bochy came in there. He pitched Jeremy Affeldt. Then he pitched some scoreless, and then after the Royals scored their 2 runs, the Royals had one threat in the bottom of the 9th. Alex Gordon, the outfielder, hit a ball to Gregor Blanco. The ball was a base hit. It got past Blanco as Gordon came in with a triple. But then, on a 2-ball, 2-strike count, Salvador Perez on a 2-2 pitch. Fly foul pop-up to the Giants' third baseman, Pablo Sandoval, for the final out. And it was all over. Giants win it 3-2. Madison Bumgarner was pretty much the unanimous vote for the most valuable player of the World Series. His record is now 3-0. 3-0 in the World Series, 5-1 in postseason. Herrera takes the loss for Kansas City. The Giants are now 10-0 under Bruce Bochy, 10-0 in their elimination games. In the elimination games, they end up coming back 2-0 from the Reds 2 years ago, 3-1. And then winning the 1-game elimination game at 7, they're 8-0. They've now won 10 straight postseason series under Bruce Bochy. And also the Giants, if you look at it, you look at their record under Bochy in the World Series, they have now won with the 3. They have now won 12 out of the last 16 World Series games. We got some fans behind here. Would you like to come on with your thoughts of tonight's game? What are your thoughts of the Giants winning the 3rd World Series?
I think it was amazing.
Language.
Oh, sorry. Amazing. I think it was amazing. I think we really showed up, and we showed Kansas City and the rest of the United States what we're all about.
3 out of 5 years, it's a true dynasty now.
It is. Dynasty. I have one word, dynasty. That's it.
Bruce Bochy, now his next stop is Cooperstown Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. That's the Baseball Hall of Fame, Cooperstown, New York. That's the next stop. Yeah. Is he a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Hey, thanks. Enjoy that. So that's the Giants fan right there. There we go. So, and in case you don't know, I am right here wearing my World Series championship shirt. Just got from the Giants Dugout store. Go to sfgiants.com. Check it out. The parade will be on Friday, on Halloween Friday, like they did 2 years ago. BayAreaSportsWeekly.com will be out there. The team will be flying back from Kansas City sometime tomorrow. We're going to try and get some video footage when we get a chance. So, BayAreaSportsWeekly.com will be out there for the greet when the players come home, and the parade will be Friday. And I'm guessing we don't know what the starting time will be. I'm assuming it's going to be around 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. BayAreaSportsWeekly.com. We will be out there for the parade. and so much more to come. So, Giant fans enjoy this. Madison Bumgarner now 3-0, and now he joins the elite list of pitchers to be MVP of the World Series and the League Championship Series. He joins the late Willie Stargell of the Pittsburgh Pirates, who won the League Championship Series MVP in 1979. Of course, Stargell was the co-MVP with Keith Hernandez that year in '79. Then he also joins the late Darryl Porter from the St. Louis Cardinals, who was the League Championship Series MVP in '82. And the World Series MVP. Also, Earl Hershiser of the Dodgers in '88. Livan Hernandez with the Marlins in '97. Then the more last recent, the last pitcher, he joined only the second left-handed pitcher ever to win both the LCS MVP and the World Series MVP. The last one to do it was Cole Hamels of the Philadelphia Phillies back in 1997. He's the first pitcher to win 3 games in the. He's only the third pitcher ever to win 3 games in a postseason. Since you got to go back right up there with Mickey Lolich in 1968, and not to mention Jesse Orosco, who won 3 games in the National League Championship Series for the soon-to-be world champion Mets in 1986. And also Bob Gibson, and I think for Bumgarner, he's got to be up there with Jim Palmer, Sandy Koufax, Bob Gibson. And when we have our BayAreaSportsWeekly.com recap of the World Series, have our update, we're going to just show you what all he's now in that elite record book. Accomplished so much in a short time. As for Bruce Bochy, for this Giant team, who at the beginning of the year got off the biggest hot start, who were 41 wins, the best record in baseball before June 9th. Then everything went sour for the next 2.5 months. Injuries and inconsistency. The Giants looked like they were on a continuous free fall. But the Giants hung in there in September when it mattered. Clinched the wild card spot. They end up being the Nationals with the best record in the National League. They beat the Cardinals in 5 games in the LCS with Travis Ishikawa's shot heard round China Basin, or Bobby Thompson shot heard round 2, and also just fans are still outside, are just still celebrating the championship, and they are behaving very well outside. They're behaving very well. We did not want the repeat of what happened 2 years ago when all the madness and ugliness that went and all the destruction, including the burnt down fire on the bus in downtown San Francisco. So we have so much more we can we can dissect. As the Giants, they are a dynasty. Bruce Bochy, by the way, he now joins in a very elite list in Bay Area coaches or managers. He joins Bill Walsh as the only coach / manager to ever win 3 world championships with that same club. Bill Walsh of the 49ers did that 3 times in the 80s. Then, before George Seifert succeeded him, the Niners, of course, went on to win their 4th Super Bowl with Seifert in their 5th. So the Giants, 3 out of 5 years, that is a dynasty. And congratulations to Bruce Bochy and the San Francisco Giants. And, you know, it doesn't matter how you start, it's the way how you finish. Giants, by the way, first road team to win the Game 7 on the road since the Willie Stargell, Dave Parker, Kent Nicovic, We Are Family Pirates team of 1979 to pull off that beat, winning the 7th game against the Baltimore Orioles in the '79 World Series. Which, by the way, the Pirates were able to overcome a 3-1 deficit to beat the Orioles, winning Game 5 at Three River Stadium and winning both games in Game 6 and 7 at the old Memorial Stadium, where they end up beating the Orioles' three aces, Mike Flanagan, perennial 20-game winner Jim Palmer, and their quality lefty Scott McGregor in the final 3 games. So it was a great night to be a Giants fan. 3 out of the last 5 years, and not to mention, before we let's not forget the congratulations of Ned Yost and Drayton Moore, the turnaround for the Kansas City Royals. They have nothing to be ashamed about. They were no doubt the best team in the American League. Our congratulations to them. They had a great, sensational season, and you know they only had just 2 winning seasons prior to this year. And we got one of the guys that come out to the Cub right now. How's it feel? World champion Steve, the best team in baseball. We'll talk to him in a moment, but our congratulations to the Kansas City Royals. You know, prior to this year, they only had just 2 winning seasons, only just 1 winning season in the previous 21 years. And they had to turn around, and they knew this team was going to be a contender, and they had nothing to be ashamed about. They grinded the Giants, and I tell you what, the Giants had to work and sweat for this championship, and the Kansas City Royals were ready to play, and they had a great season. They grinded it out, winning that thrilling cut-behind win over the Oakland A's in the play-in game, then sweeping the Angels with the best record in the American League, then they end up sweeping the Baltimore Orioles 4 straight in the World Series. So our congratulations to the Royals. Royal fans, they have nothing to be ashamed about. They just fell a buck short. With that being said, the parade, we're assuming will be on Friday, assuming 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. BayAreaSportsWeekly.com will be out there. Exclusive coverage of the World Series parade. And though this is our first year being part of the Arena Sports Network, and I know Brian Snow is going to be very excited because we're part of the Arena Sports Network, the championship. And I know he's going to be excited that us being part of the Arena Sports Network family, we're going to be carrying that parade. And that's what we call ourselves, the Arena Sports Network, the network home of champions. And it's truly the true home of champions. And we're going to be having a big party Friday in San Francisco. All of you around BayAreaSportsWeekly.com and all around the Arena Sports Network will be giving you that. And, you know, it's a great privilege that I'll be doing my 3rd victory parade in the last 5 years. When they won the first one 4 years ago, that was kind of all the years of torture went down. To win it in 2012, where they overcome a 2-0, 3-1 deficit, then to sweep the Detroit Tigers 4 straight in a cakewalk World Series, and now this, sometimes you have to win the hard way, and it's never easy. You know, it's just you stay in the moment and you keep on grinding and perseverance. Everybody thought the Giants were going to lose Game 7, and by the way, it's the first time ever in over the 130-something years of Giants baseball that the Giants were able to win a Game 7 of the World Series. Their record now is 2-5 in all-time in Game 7. So, come on, hey, so what are your thoughts, though, the championship?
Oh, man, well, it was great. I mean, what a fitting way to end it in Game 7 of a World Series. I mean, you don't see that too often. You know, your team competing with everything on the line in one season, and just, you know, it's great. It's a great feeling. 3 championships in 5 years, every other year. I'll take that.
It's a dynasty. If they were to win again next year, that'd be 4 out of 6. But that's something we can talk about down the road.
Well, we're not going to start counting our chickens, our eggs before they hatch.
Well, because that's right. Because now, by the way, this now for the 15th consecutive season, we will crown a new champion. No team has won back-to-back titles since the Joe Torre, Derek Jeter Yankee Core 4, Mario Rivera Yankee team. This is the closest of a dynasty since the Yankees reeled out, of course, 4 out of 5 5 years from 96 to 2000. They won 4 out, including the 3-peat. And no National League team had won back-to-back since the Big Red Machine of the mid-70s. The People, Johnny Bench, Joe Morgan, King Griffey, Red team, led by Sparky Anderson. It's just so much parity. Just, it's hard to repeat, but we get to join the third one. This could be the closest league to a dynasty.
I mean, you win 3 championships in less than a 10-year period, and it's got to be like let alone you're winning 3 championships in less than 5 seasons.
Now Jake Peavy now gets his personal back-to-back because now he was on the Red Sox last year, Boston Strong, now the Giants. It's Giants, Red Sox, Giants, right into each other.
That's something else. I mean, we had that same thing going on there with the Cardinals there. When we won it in 2010, and then they took it in 2011 from the same team we beat the Texas Rangers.
And the National League is now having a little bit of a streak. They've now won 4 of the last 5 World Series, and 5 times in the last, 5th time in the last 7 years.
Well, it's completely amazing. I mean, having, it just goes to show you how much great competition is in the National League. I mean, yeah, it looked like we were on the short end this year as far as those teams in the American League, the Royals, the Angels, Baltimore, but it's
of all the circumstances, I mean, if you lose Matt King, he doesn't Angel for God. You lose 2 components. Matt King, who was there, won some big games for the Giants in the postseason. His dominant performance against the Phillies in the 10 playoffs, and it did good in the playoffs against 2 years ago. And they overcome. This was probably the biggest, sweetest one.
Well, it is really sweet, considering the fact that in this one we played without a lot of our key players. I mean, we were missing Pagan, who was obviously the catalyst at the top of our lineup. He was the guy getting on base, making things happen on the base paths, scoring runs, and he was so consistent. But I'm very happy with the job that Greg Kaufman did filling in that position.
And Joe Pack, he's the second player from St. John's University to win a World Series since Frank Viola.
Well, yeah, Joe Paddock, though, I mean, he's something else, and stepping up and taking on the role, like, filling in there for that void they had at second base, all throughout the season. I mean, he did a sensational job, and he never panicked under the pressure.
Joe Panic. That's why they call it.
He never panics.
And he gets his World Series ring. It's Christmas time, and Christmas time won't be for another 2 months.
Oh man, Christmas came early in the city of San Francisco. I mean, it really is.
And hopefully, if the Niners can do their thing, they can get their act together, and Alden Smith can keep his damn nose clean. Maybe they can be like the Boston Red Sox of 04, 05, and the Patriots win World Series, Super Bowl, or the Mets of '86, and the Giants of '87.
Well, since we're talking about football, I mean, it would be something else that if the Giants and the 49ers can both win the titles in the same year. I mean, going over to football, I mean, they still have a lot of work to do. Their season is really young, and I got faith in Jim Harbaugh and Colin Kaepernick leading the offense.
Aaron rumors, I think Harbaugh may be playing some hooky out practice and going down to that parade Friday.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of those guys came over to the parade and
I just like to see if the Niners can win a Super Bowl, see if Bochy can do turn the favor for them.
I'm pretty sure Bruce Bochy would return the favor. I mean, as long as several other guys would do the favor.
So the Niners, all they just got to do is just do their part, beat Seattle, and beat the Cardinals, and see what happens.
Well, I really don't think that Seattle, Seattle, granted, they had a great team last year, and their defense obviously, was a big part in carrying them to that Super Bowl, but I see Seattle with a lot of issues this year.
Marshawn Lynch, but we'll save that for another time, but you'll be out there for some Niner games, or just...
Oh yeah, I'll be out there. I always go out and catch my fish.
Steve, congratulations, you and Dave, all year down at the McCovey Cove. I hope they get you a spot in the parade come Friday.
Oh man, it would be great if they got us a spot in the parade. I mean, I'm not going to count on it, though, but it would be a pleasure.
If I have to go to Mary Lee's office and campaign a petition or something, we're going to have to do something. Hey, On behalf of BayAreaSportsWeekly.com and the Arena Sports Network, congratulations. I'll post this on the Giants fan page. This is a good post-game extra.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Steve. All right, that's Steve, who sits out there in the McCovey Cove, and that's going to do it. Giants win it by a score of 3-2 with the win. The Giants win their third World Series in 5 years. And they're still partying out there in downtown San Francisco, right outside the ballpark. From the donut shop here in San Francisco, the Giants, champions 2014. The champions of the baseball world for the third time in 5 years. For the 15th consecutive year, we have crowned a new champion. No team has won back-to-back since the Joe Torre Yankees from when they won 4 out of 5 from 96 to 2000, including the three-peat. And of course, no national team has won back-to-back since the Big Red Machine did it in the mid-1970s. And the National League champion representative have now won the World Series 4 of the last 5 and 5 out of the last 7 overall since 2008. I'm Brian Professor B. Davis. We'd like to thank everybody here. We would like to give a special shout out to, we'd like to give also a special shout out to Pete Osborne from Momo's for assisting us all year, getting all the pictures and the sights and the sounds of the World Series, and all the post-game and all the extras we've done. Thanks to Pete and Paulie and the rest of Momo's. They've been phenomenal all year. We've been doing this for a long time. I'm Brian Professor B. Davis, reporting for BayAreaSportsWeekly.com at BayAreaSportsWeekly.com and the affiliate Arena Sports Network. Sends our congratulations to the San Francisco Giants, 2014 World Champions of Baseball. I'm Brian Professor B. Davis for BayAreaSportsWeekly.com, the network association with the Arena Sports Network, the network home of champions. Go Giants!